Hello everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome to another Piesta's book reviews. Today I'm going to talk about a classic, The Island of Dr. Moreau. Just finished reading it, little over 2 nights. It's not that big of a work, only 100 and something pages. You can read it quite fast, and it's really accessible to reading. I was interested in H.G.Wells' body of work because I'm researching or trying to read as much classical science fiction as I can. Since I'm getting a bit more involved in doing creative writing, I figured that you need to read to be able to write about the topics. So yeah, I've been exploring. H.G. Wells is one of the authors that was considered by many the forefather of what became science fiction with his debut novella Time Machine. And this one, The Island of Dr. Moreau, was his third release, and only like 1 year after Time Machine was published, and also became quite critically acclaimed. This is more horror sort of based, not so much science fiction, but I guess it bridges both. Being horror, I immediately started comparing it with Lovecraft, which I have been reading his body of work throughout the last year or so, very slowly. Lovecraft builds up descriptions a lot more than H.G. Wells does, which I kind of find refreshing because sometimes Lovecraft's descriptions went way too long and you kind of got lost in them. So I enjoyed this one a bit more. I wasn't that scared about H.G. Wells' work though. I only reflected that this was a horror piece after I was done reading, once I was reflecting on what I would say on this review. I felt it more like an adventure kind of book. Man is lost at sea, ends up in an island, and it's just describing what happened with the whole affair, how he stayed in the island, and how he eventually managed to make his way back to civilization. So in that sense, Lovecraft does a much harrowing job in scaring the user with a huge build-up and frightened and like things that you can never imagine that could be possible. H.G. Wells doesn't do that as badly. He mentions those hyperboles. I'm not sure if that's the right word to use, hyperboles, but he mentions those kind of things a couple of times, but it doesn't go the full length like Lovecraft does. So it's an occasional horror. It has some abomination references. It has this mad scientist doing ungodly work kind of vibe to it. But overall, it feels very down to earth and a lot more believable that it could happen if someone actually did those kind of things. Don't want to spoil what he finds in the island, so I'm going to be a bit vague about it. The whole story makes you reflect on what makes a human human, what characteristics are important to make a person really be a person and not just an animal. So that's the main theme around the book, I would consider. But in terms of storyline and plot, it's mostly just the main protagonist telling his stories on how he was discovering what is on the island and how he got to the island in the first place. So I enjoyed the book overall. I recommend it. It's really fast read, so not much of an excuse not to read it. Um, yeah, let me know what you guys think on the comments below. If you like it, if you don't like it, if you have any similar classical recommendations of science fiction and horror that you think that I should check out, please let me know on the comments below. Other than that, hope you have a great evening or day or afternoon, whatever it is that it is on your current time zone. See you next video. Bye bye everyone. Take care.